To me, God comes first, my family comes second. If I fail at those two, I'm just playing games. I don't remember not playing games. I think my pre-industry experience is me building Lego houses and wishing people would go through them. Playing games is the dessert. Our real market is people doing everyday things. Rather than pulling your mobile phone in and out of your pocket, we want to create an all-day flow, whether you're going to the doctor or a meeting or hanging out. You will all of a sudden be amplified by the collective knowledge that is on the web. Everybody is playing games. There are games now for pretty much every age, every demographic. I think that PC gaming is as healthy as it's ever been. I think there's probably more people playing games on their PCs, I just don't think they're gamers. I love hanging out with friends. Honestly, one of my favorite things to do is have game night. Just people coming over and hanging out and laughing and playing games. If your job all day is disallowing insurance claims, you can still spend an evening playing games with your friends. And you can be faced with threats and puzzles that are far more exciting than anything you've ever imagined facing at work. I am of the opinion that the burden of playing games is much too high, especially for international players that also play domestically with their clubs. I think the reason that I like so many different games is because I like the way my brain works when I'm playing games. It's more fun. I've always been a fan of Nintendo. My first memories of playing games are on my Nintendo 64 with Mario Kart. So when I found out that Nintendo 3DS made a fashion game, I was drawn to it. Style-savvy trendsetters is great because anyone can play it. When the computer and tablets are all about playing games, that's not interesting to me. As a gamer, I can't think of anything more annoying for everyone concerned than playing games in a shared living room. Most of the people who had PCs did not have modems and could not use those PCs as communicating devices. They really were using them for spreadsheets or word processing or storing recipes or playing games or what have you. It probably wasn't until I was a freshman in high school and I met the people who became my gaming group that I finally found people who were weird like I was, that loved reading and playing games and not just watching a science fiction or fantasy movie but talking all about it. You have so much fun playing games. We all love basketball, so we never want the season to end, 'cause then it's 5 months of sitting around and watching the playoffs. I watched Cardiff when I was a young boy. I also watched Newport. If I wasn't playing games on Saturday, for Newport YMCA or Pill, I would jump on a train and get to watch Cardiff. Getting stronger and fitter by playing games is only going to help me. I remember playing games and having tears roll down my face because it felt like it was never going to be good enough. The biggest challenge in Russia was the cold weather at first, but after playing games at -12, I think I am settling down quickly. I have 3 younger siblings, so the 4 of us were outside all the time after school playing games, making up games. My sister made up a game called Roofball. We'd play that constantly. She always beat me in it, and it made me very mad, but we were outside all the time. People talk about games and loneliness. It's a lonely activity. I didn't understand that. Gears of War was the first multiplayer game for me that I enjoyed, but I wasn't sad. I liked being alone. I liked playing games by myself. I had lots of companionship at the house. I don't get nervous in any situation. There's no such thing as nerves when you're playing games. I've been playing games for 30 years, and I've been a hardcore gamer. I believe that if we don't make moves to get people who don't play games to understand them, then the position of video games in society will never improve. Society's image of games will remain largely negative, including that stuff about playing games all the time badly damaging you or rotting your brain or whatever. I have been playing games since I was about 6, and they've always been a big hobby of mine. There's not much time to unwind, but you know what? It's because I love what I do. I look forward to the season. I look forward to playing games. It doesn't ever feel like work. Those market researchers are playing games with you and me and with this entire country. Their so-called samples of opinion are no more accurate or reliable than my grandmother's big toe was when it came to predicting the weather. We want everybody to act like adults, quit playing games, realize that it's not just my way or the highway. Only by playing games regularly will I be able to hit my peak. The only way you can get match fitness is by playing games. President Obama has outsourced a major portion of the U.S. space program to the Russians. That's national policy, taxpayer money. So let's stop playing games with this outsourcing distortion and talk about the fact that what we need is a president that knows how to manage big enterprise and create jobs. The way I see it, more people are wired with broadband from 9 to 5 during the day than watch TV at night. So therefore isn't the real prime time 9 to 5? Playing games at your desk, that's the new prime time, isn't it? You're playing games every 2 or 3 nights, so there's no real time off. I was always thankful for the YMCA. Of course, growing up, you don't really think about it, because when you're a kid, you're in your own world. But back then, it was just so much. I'm going to go the Y, hanging out, playing games all day, playing basketball. Any real virtual reality enthusiast can look back at VR science fiction. It's not about playing games. The Matrix, Snow Crash, all this fiction was not about sitting in a room playing video games. It's about being in a parallel digital world that exists alongside our own, communicating with other people, playing with other people. I don't feel ashamed or humiliated when I am naked, but I definitely feel it when I am playing games. Another thing I like to do is sit back and take in nature. To look at the birds, listen to their singing, go hiking, camping and jogging and running, walking along the beach, playing games and sometimes being alone with the great outdoors. It's very special to me. Trip Hawkins, and this was the early 1980s, was saying there's going to be a day when everyone has a computer and they're going to want to do more on it, including playing games. So he started up a company, EA Sports, and he was going to have 3 games, football, basketball and baseball. So I was the football game. I train all week just to play for 90 minutes. I love playing games, and so during those 90 minutes, it's always 100%. Maybe we adults idealize our own Red Rover days, the hot afternoons spent playing games that required no coaches, eating foods that involved no nutrition, getting dirty in whole new ways and rarely glancing in the direction of a screen of any kind. People are playing games on their TV, young men are, and people are shopping. They are not watching their news channels, but they are using their TVs for other things. It's always difficult not playing games, and that match fitness and sharpness is something you always lack when you don't get that opportunity. By playing games you can artificially speed up your learning curve to develop the right kind of thought processes. My father has a book where, ever since I started playing games, he wrote down the games that I played in. And then, when I did my website, we thought that was a really good idea, that people can keep track of my games. Poker is a charismatic game. People who are larger than life play poker and make their living from playing games and hustling. My own contentious relationship with gaming continued through high school and college. I still enjoyed playing games from time to time, but I always found myself pushed away by the sexism that permeated gaming culture. There were constant reminders that I didn't really belong. Acting is a really simple job. It's just hard to do. You just have to be that person with their background in that situation. That's all it is. My kids do it all the time when they're dressing up and playing games. I was at the tail end of the family. The next brother along was already 7 years older than me. I remember growing up by myself, playing games by myself. I absolutely knew that I wanted to play role-playing games when I saw a friend of mine playing Bard's Tale 2 on his Commodore 64. I like playing sport, and I like doing physical stuff. I like hiking and I like climbing and I like playing sport. I do a lot, but I don't like the term exercising. I feel like with sport, you're playing games. But with exercise, you're literally just trying to stop yourself from dying too young. It's weird. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.